welcome back to my channel, or if it's your first time here, welcome to my channel. As you can see, I am setting up a little different today. I honestly think I'm being led a different direction with this channel. I don't know, I just want to be, obedient. So I feel like I'm being led a different way with this channel, so I'm just gonna try it out and see how it goes. But anyway, I am here today to discuss 3 tips to help you in trusting God's timing. But first, let me throw this little disclaimer out there. I am in no way a professional. I'm not a Bible scholar or anything like that. I am just a woman that is trying to live my life following God's lead. And I just want to share some tips that have helped me go through the things that I'm going through right now. I'm going through some things and I need help trusting God's timing. So I just wanted to share what has been helping me. So let's start with tip number 1. And that is to know and understand that there is a time for everything. That's it. That's all. Just know that there is a time for everything. And you can't really trust God's timing if you don't understand that there is a set time for everything to happen. And that's in the spiritual as well as here in the natural. Like when we're born, we have a time around about a certain time where everybody starts crawling, starts walking, starts, eating cereal, starts eating solid food. There's a kind of designated time, I'm sure you know what I mean, for everything to happen. And that's in the spiritual as well. There's a time when everything is supposed to happen. And there is a Bible verse that comes to mind when I think of that. You probably already know it. And it is Ecclesiastes 3:1. And it says, "There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens." And that's from the NIV version. And then it goes on to say, a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to pluck up, and etc., etc. So you know that there is a time for everything to happen, and it's going to happen when the time is right. So all you have to do is get it into your mind that things are going to happen when they're supposed to, and that's half the battle right there. It makes it so much easier. So tip number 2 is to talk to God about it. For me, honestly, if I can't talk to you honestly and I can't, explain or express exactly how I feel, then I can't trust you. I can't trust that you have my best interests at heart. And God certainly has our best interests at heart. He doesn't want anything but the best for us. So we should be able to go and speak to him about everything. He's open, he's willing to listen, and he will help you out. I've had plenty of times where I had to talk to God, God, I don't understand what's going on. I know that everything happens for a reason. But I'm just having a hard time, understanding why this is not my time right now. I'm having a hard time understanding, why it's somebody else's time and not my time. I'm having a hard time just, keeping it together, and I need your help right now. And he listens and he will help you. He has helped me plenty of times, whether it's through, him, I don't know how he does it, but him just calming my spirit and making me think of other things. I'm blessed with this, I'm blessed with that. The Lord gives me this, he gives me that. I have a roof over my head, I have food that I can eat, I have a job where I don't have to worry about money. I have this, I have that. When the time is right, everything will happen. He brings back to my memory how I've wanted things in the past and it didn't happen when I wanted it to happen. But when it happened, I could look back and see that, everything planned out how it was supposed to, and it happened at the right time. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to be easy, because it's definitely hard. It's hard for me in those times to understand, but you know, I talk to God just how I would talk to anybody else, explaining my frustrations, if you will, and you know, he'll calm my spirit, or I'll hear, you know, what he needs to say to me through something I'm watching, something I'm reading, through pastor on Sunday, through somebody else that I'm talking to. They'll say something and it will, you know, trigger in my mind. Oh, okay. You know, this happens to me. So, yeah. Tip number 2 for me would be just to talk to God about it. Just how you talk to any of your friends about, how you should be able to talk to any of your friends about things that are important to you. Just go ahead and talk to God about it. And tip number 3 is to start working toward it. So you pray to God for him to bless you with this thing, and you know, now you're in your waiting period, waiting for him to bless you. So what do you do now? You start working toward it. You start, I don't know if you pray, this is just an example. You pray to God to bless you financially with a financial increase. Well, when he blesses you, what are you going to do with that money? If you have a plan, it'll be easier to make sure you hit all the areas that you need to hit and that everything is taken care of. You know, are you going to pay down debt with this? Are you going to save it? Are you going to buy a new house, buy a new car, put money away for your children's school? If your children are already in school and they have student loan debt, are you going to pay some of that student loan debt off for them? You know, what are you going to do with this money that God has blessed you with once he blesses you with it? Once he gives you this new job where your income increases, are you going to go out and, you know, spend it like crazy? Like buying new shoes, buying this, buying that, or are you going to be smart and have a plan? That is what I think you should do while you're waiting for God to bless you, is make a plan. So that, you know, if you're busy planning what you're going to do and figuring out every little detail, well, you don't have to figure out every little detail, but, you know, kind of planning what you're going to do, it will make it so much easier to focus on that and not focus on why hasn't it happened? Why hasn't this happened for me? Why is it happening for them? If I'm busy focusing on, you know, when God blesses me, I'm going to do this. Oh, I need to figure out what I need so that when it happens, I can have all my ducks in a row. You know, I can focus on that instead of, you know, focusing on poor me. You know, it's not happening for me, being, you know, down in the dumps. I just like to have my mind focused on something else, and it helps me to not always focus on the bad and what's not happening. Because honestly, God is not going to give it to you until he's ready and he feels that you're ready anyway. So you might as well start making preparations to get ready. So that's it. That's all that I have for today. Just 3 tips that will help you trust God's timing. So go ahead and comment down below. Let me know what you think. Also, comment whether these tips are some things that you use, whether you think they will help you. If you have any other tips, you can write those down in the comments. Tips that will help anybody else reading the comments. Tips that will help me. Let's all work together to, you know, figure this thing out and make it through. So, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And y'all stay beautiful, stay blessed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.